Hi everybody, welcome. In today's quick tips, we have a special type of garden space we want to share with you. Amy, what is that?
That's a Zen garden.
Zen garden. We're going to go over different types and ideas for you to consider for your garden. So, you ready to dig in?
Here I am.
Let's go. Let me first define these gardens so you have a better understanding of how you can incorporate them in your own backyard. A southern Zen garden is the traditional Japanese minimalism garden, but reimagined for warmer climates. They combine resilient plants, natural stone, and water in a very thoughtful manner, and allows for a place of reflection and sanctuary. This is an intentional garden, specifically focusing on lowering your stress, clearing the mind, and calming the soul. And I find them to be spaces of absolute beauty. Here's some pro tips for you if you're thinking about designing your own southern Zen garden. You want to design big. You want to consider your whole design first, sketch it out, make sure that you have everything laid out for how you want to experience the space. But then you want to start small, one Zen zone at a time. This allows you and the garden to grow together, so enjoy it. The next pro tip is use what you have and borrow what you don't. So you want to utilize existing features and plants you already have in your garden, but you can also borrow the backdrop of your neighbor's garden. Say they have a giant bamboo screening already in their backyard. Well, you can use that to be part of your space and borrow that vista. That's a really cool thing that you can do that makes your space even bigger. And the last one is to design for your eyes, ears, and nose. You want to create a garden for all the senses. And now, because I love you all so much, I created a Southern Zen Garden conceptual plan that you can use to maybe imagine something for your own backyard. So let me walk you through it. Let's start from the top left and go all the way around. So the first plant I want to mention to you in this space, it's a very organic space, as you can see. And the first one is the native firebush. You can grow this like a bonsai. It'll get to about 8-10 feet tall. Next to that is pittosporum, and you're going to see a lot of those in the gardens that we're showing you today. Those can be grown as bonsais. They can also be grown as just screening shrubs. And to the right of that, I chose gardenias. They're great for a southern Zen garden. They have a wonderful scent, and they're just lovely plants. And in the right side here, the northeast corner of the garden, we have this recycled teak or bamboo decking with a stone table, and surrounding that is blue bamboo as a privacy screen. It's a wonderful bamboo, and behind the bamboo is a large Florida slash pine, which is a very regal tree, and it provides some shade for the patio space. And then down below that is a royal poinciana tree. There's several in the garden here. They form these wonderful umbrellas in a spray of bright orange-red color, just spectacular, very romantic looking tree in my mind. And for me, a southern Zen garden should include water. Here we have a design that shows a koi pond and several waterfalls with some bridges that cross over. At the entrance, we have recycled stepping stones mixed in with some pea gravel, and those stepping stones are just guiding you over to a reflection space overlooking the koi pond. To the left of the entrance is a Japanese blueberry tree. We have two in this garden space here. They're very cool looking trees. It's wonderful blue-green color, very dense look to this tree. And to the left of that is the yellow tab, which can easily, because of the way this tree grows, can be easily trimmed into a bonsai type shape. And we designed this garden to have 3 of them balancing out the space. Next to that are some more slash pines going up the left side here. And then again, I'm calling out the pea gravel. Overall, a southern Zen garden can take on many different shapes. It can be very small if you don't have a large yard too. You just want to incorporate some of these conceptual ideas and these tips to bring that space forward for you. And while we're talking about design, I'd be curious to know if any of you have designed your own Zen garden. We'd love to know. So please let us know in the comments below, or if you have pictures, you can always send them to us. We'd love to see them. Our email is letsgroweco@gmail.com. Thanks. And now we're going to take this one step further and we're going to bring you through some dreamy Zen garden spaces. I'll have call outs of the plants and the elements within and give some commentary along the way so you can help really visualize this space up close. Here we go. This garden here is outlined by a bamboo fence. And over here to the right, we have this wonderful stone lantern. They're used for dual effect in Japanese gardens. They can light the way along a path and also as a symbol of Buddha's enlightenment. And hugging the stone lantern here, we have a beautiful white azalea. Just beautiful. Now what I'd like to do is show you some of these up close so you get an idea of different types of plants you can consider. Here we have the white azalea that Stephanie is showcasing. And over here we have Rachel showcasing a pink azalea. And look at these that Amy is showing us. Aren't these adorable? These are miniature azaleas. And any one of these different azaleas we just showed you can be substituted for the white azalea if you prefer that color or size. A Zen garden doesn't have to be large. It can be as simple as having a table, some chairs, and a bonsai like this Juanita Hatton bougainvillea here. Zen gardens often include bonsais. Here you can see a classic example of a wabi-sabi bonsai. Here we have a green buttonwood, super resilient tree down here in the south. But look at that trunk. You can see the old mixed with the new, and that's what wabi-sabi means. It means perfect imperfection. Embrace nature and all her forms. And speaking of natural beauty, look at this beautiful Suriname cherry bonsai. She's flowering. Adorable, but you can see I have my little caution note up here. This is considered a class 1 invasive in southern Florida. I don't agree with FISC on this. Council gets a little too heavy-handed on some of these plants. You just want to make sure you don't put them near a natural forest community. Otherwise, you could probably grow them. They're very tough plants. This beautiful bonsai here is the Lysoloma sabiku. Amy is showing you the beautiful, delicate leaves. Wonderful tree. I can't tell you how many I've designed and had planted over the years for the Parks Department. It's a wonderful shade tree, beautiful cascading, drooping effect. She's a pollinator attractor, and she's just overall a great shade tree, or you can even grow her as a bonsai. Isn't this a great idea for a lanai? Where we take a small side yard and convert it into a Japanese garden that opens up to the home when you open up the doors and windows. Oh, just beautiful. The plants we thought would just do great in this lanai Zen garden would be the Imperial Bromeliad, such a stately plant. We're also recommending the Simpson Stopper as a bonsai. So cute. This Zen garden here is anchored with the silver buttonwood bonsai. In the center foreground, you can see a purification basin surrounded with some Mexican beach pebble. To the right of that, we have pink pentas surrounding the basin. And above that, a cute, adorable Green Island ficus bonsai. Let's look at these trees up close now. The silver buttonwood here, beautiful silvery leaves, very drought tolerant. The leaves are so cute, they're very fuzzy to the touch. Over here is the cousin, the green buttonwood. Look at this specimen. Probably one of the world's largest natural growing bonsais. Look at her. Wow. This exquisite example here is growing at Crandon Park. Here we have Stephanie showcasing the other bonsai in that Zen garden experience, the Green Island ficus. Such a tough, resilient plant, not a Florida native, but very resilient, very easy to shape. And the ground covers here, we have beautiful pentas that come in many different colors, and they're great pollinator attractors. Here we have this wonderful water-inspired Zen garden with the blue rug juniper. Next to that, we have the azalea, the white azalea, and dynamite red crepe myrtles to adorn the lake's edge. Crepe myrtles come in so many different colors. Here you can see the red dynamite up close. There's white crepe myrtles and pink crepe myrtles and fuchsia crepe myrtles, so many. We actually did a full video on just crepe myrtles, And there's even some dwarf types. So if you're interested, please check out that video. And before you here, we have the low-grown juniper. Look at her. Isn't she so cool looking? Super resilient plant, super hardy, great for a southern Zen garden. And what would a pond be in a southern Zen garden without some beautiful koi here? They're a wonderful addition to a Zen garden. So peaceful to watch them. This Zen garden here has this wonderful curving, winding, stepping stone walk with mondo grass and dwarf podocarpus, the Pringles variety, trimmed as a bonsai. Just a simple, elegant statement, don't you think? Pringles stays low, so if you want to have a plant you're not trimming so much, consider the Pringles for a smaller, intermediate-sized bonsai. And of course, the classic mondo here. Love this ground cover, so cute, very fine textured, beautiful, beautiful ground cover. This Zen garden walkway here, we have the variegated cast iron plant. Love this plant, super hardy, wants to be more in the shade. And behind the bench here, we have these giant timber bamboo, a great addition to a Zen garden. When the bamboo branches rub up against each other and the leaves rustle in the wind, the sounds remind you of your connection with nature, and they're very often used in Japanese gardens for this effect. Besides the giant timber bamboo, you could also consider black bamboo, very exotic looking, as well as the green stripe. And here we have the beautiful variegated cast iron up close and personal for you. This Zen garden here is dominated by a limestone P-rock gravel base with these islands of these beautiful trimmed podocarpus maci. And behind there is an outdoor patio which could be used as a yoga space or a meditation space. And with the raked Zen garden, not only do you have these beautiful shapes that are formed by the rake, it's actually a form of walking meditation. And here we have someone who doesn't want to meditate. Amy is photobombing as I'm trying to show you a podocarpus here. Before I forget, let me do a shout out to the Murakami Museum and Gardens in Delray. It's a great place to go and experience what it's like to be in a Japanese garden. Last dreamy Zen garden we want to share with you today. We have the Panama Rose on the left here. Next to that, we have a bonsai yellow tababia, great tree. And beneath the yellow tab, we have Liripe muscari lily turf, not the mondo, but the little bigger cousin. The yellow tab is a very easy choice to recommend. It has a wonderful bonsai growth habit, similar to like the green buttonwood, the silver buttonwood. And that's what's great about these plants, is like you want to work with nature. They're giving you their form, and all you have to do is gently shape them into the beautiful bonsai shapes that you can enjoy. There's so much more depth and culture and richness in Japanese gardens that I want to share with you. But today's quick tips was just to give you a flavor of what it could be like for you to imagine such a space in your garden.
Amy, did you have a good time talking about Zen gardens?
Absolutely. It's beautiful, peaceful, relaxing.
The sound of water. Oh,
Yes.
I've always loved the sound of water. It's just wonderful to have that
Yes.
sound. It's so peaceful. You can go and create many different spaces, large and small, in your garden. So please remember to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, what should they do?
Leave it in the comments below.
Yes. Or you can hit us up in our email at letsgroweco@gmail.com. So until the next video.
Bye.
Please remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And tell your friends and family. We post videos weekly. Thanks. Amy, what do you think of this?
Gorgeous. Look at that water.
Wow.